Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday evening happy hour with Back to Basics Dog Training. For those of you who know me or don't know me, I'm Leon. I'm the trainer over here over at Back to Basics Dog Training, and each and every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I bring you this live free dog training Q&A session where absolutely no questions regarding your dog's behaviors are off limits. Uh, Try to answer everything and get it out there. So if you're joining me now or later on in the replay, please put a comment in. Let me know you're watching, where you're watching from. As you guys who've been regular listeners of mine or followers of mine know, the more questions, the more comments I get on the side panel here, the more energetic, more pumped up I get, the more information I give out to you guys. With that being said, on Saturdays mornings at 11, when I do this, one of my regulars, listeners, Jackie, put a comment down after on the replay regarding some issues she's having with her dog. She's been trying to follow my Mastering the Walk Back to Basics style, better known on my YouTube channel, the playlist, How to Leash Train My Dog in 5 Easy Steps. And she said she's been really focusing hard on threshold management, trying to get her dog to go out through the dog door calmly, but she's still losing it with excitement and pulling in all the nonsense once she passes the threshold. And guys, that does happen. And shame on me because I don't think I made it very clear on, if everything goes well, we put the leash on the dog and the dog is calm. We get to the door and the dog is calm. We open the door and the dog is calm. We step through the threshold. We invite them out. They come out like ladies and gentlemen, like what I'm always asking for. And they're calm. And, the perception is, yes, 85% of those dogs passing those steps will have a lot easier time in the outside world where there's more stimulus. But then we still get some dogs, like people, that don't stick to it. And that's okay. So if you have one of those dogs that once they get out there, they're super jacked up, even though they did everything right up until that point, stop. And this is the thing, I'm hoping Jackie catches this live or later on the replay, because I did not get a chance to answer her. You stop. At whatever point the dog's excitement level changes, you stop. You bring the dog back to you. So if you get out the door and you get down your steps and you're taking a couple of steps and all of a sudden, boom, we're pulling. Stop. Slow it down. Give your disagreement. You're allowed to pop the leash and say no. Bring the dog back to you. Don't walk up towards the dog. Make them come back to you. Have them sit by your side. And then when you see a switch in that state of mind change from go for a walk, and you see a little bit of a switch, at that point, continue the walk. And every time they break protocol, they start pulling, they start getting ahead of you. They're not listening to your corrections. Stop it. Stop everything. If you guide them through every step, every time they break that calm state of mind, they will learn the only way to move forward is with a calm state of mind. But it's a matter of stopping the walk, bringing them back to you, refocus them, and then continue the walk. And then they break it again, bring them back, have them focus on calm. Once they're calm, go. And what you should start seeing is maybe the first time you only get one step, maybe the second time you only get one step, but the third, fourth, fifth time, maybe 5 steps, and then eventually 10 steps, and so on and so forth. But it's a matter of every time they lose that sense of calm, that state of mind that I talk about. Hello, Stephanie. How are you? Every time they lose that state of mind, when they are not in a calm state of mind, it's okay to stop and regroup. Because once they get out of that calm state of mind, as humans, we start getting frustrated with the processes. And at any point in anything I've ever taught anybody when it comes to the behavior of the dogs, if you get frustrated in the process, in this journey we go on together with our dogs, they sense it, and they sense that frustration as weakness. And again, No dog follows a weak pack leader. No dog follows a frustrated pack leader. Dogs follow calm confidence. So if they break protocol, and I don't care if it's about walking, if it's about front door manners, if it's like in Stephanie's case, with hers, the cage rage, the cage aggression, or whatever it is. If we learn, it's okay to stop. Take that deep breath in, relax, regroup to move forward again. The problem I run into when I'm dealing with people, I'm going to tell you about a session I went on Saturday in a few minutes, is we get frustrated when we have to stop and slow down. But it's okay to stop and slow down. And it's good in our lives in general. Stop, slow down, smell the roses, whatever. It's okay because you're doing it for the benefit of not only your dog, but for yourself. Ken took Betty for her first walk today. He was nervous at first, and she was tugging. Once he relaxed, she started walking like a champ. Absolutely. And that's what's going to happen is as you find yourself getting into those namaste moments, those, as Oprah says, those aha moments, when you're relaxed, you will feel and see the change in your dog. I talk about Will with his puppy Ace all the time, and Will is really coming on board with the back to basics methodology of training. And what he notices is that when he's walking Ace, and if Will is not calm, he sees Ace's reaction. If Will is guarded, he sees and he's learning to read what Ace is telling him about himself. And one of the hardest things I have when I try to talk to people about our energy is taking that look inside and saying, hey, it's not the dog, it could be me. Nancy, welcome. Trixie has started sitting for someone to approach and pet her, but after the person pets her, she gets super excited and wants to play. She runs around wrapping the leash around me. Aside from unwrapping myself, have her sit back down. What should I do? So start reading her. When the people are approaching, if she's in a calm state of mind, great, they can pet her. As soon as they start petting her, if you see the slightest change in her calm state of mind, because she is calm, she is sitting. And keep in mind, guys, I say this all the time, there's a huge difference between obedience and behavior. If Trixie is sitting there and she is calm, that's good. But if Trixie is sitting because she's obedient, but she's sitting there, okay, pet me, pet me, pet me, I want to be pet, I want to be pet, I want to be pet, then her state of mind is not right to be pet. Her state of mind is still excited. So look at the state of mind. If you think she is calm, of course, you're going to be calm and you're going to be confident. You can have the person pet. And then as soon as you start seeing, if you see any slightest change, it could be the ears, the eyes sometimes are the window to the world. Uh, could be she starts, tensing up a little bit. Ask the person to stop petting, make your correction. Nope, because you're disagreeing with her getting excited, and then regroup, start over. Once she's calm, ask that person to try to pet her again. This way, she learns the only way she is going to get the affection that she so richly deserves is when she is in that calmer state of mind. Guys, please keep in mind there's a huge difference again between obedience and behavior. Obedience is they sit, behavior is the state of mind. It's all we're going after here. We're not trying to physically make them do things, we're trying to mentally make them do things. So again, what I would do, Nancy, is definitely look. There's little warnings. Try to catch it earlier so your corrections don't have to be as hard. And then once she gets it, she gets it, and it'll be lifelong. I mean, until she does the test, and that's usually a couple of weeks later. But again, it's okay that she, this mistake where she gets up and she wraps herself around you and acts is just an unwanted behavior. They're not bad behaviors. She just doesn't know what else to do. So if you catch it earlier on that 0 to 10 scale, it's easier. So as soon as you see when the person bends over to pet her and you see any change, even if they're approaching to pet her and you see that, okay, no, she changed, she's not calm. Stop the process, and talk to the person. Say, hey, she's in training. Whatever. And then you make your correction. Nope. You see the change of mind, have that person start petting. Hopefully they get patted on the head, under the chin, whatever. And then anytime she starts getting the little bit of the least amount of excitement, you're going to ask the person to stop, make a correction, trust yourself, trust your instincts, and she will get it because she's come a long way. So she's getting it, which is beautiful. So I hope that answered your question. Stephanie, let me know how it's going with Betty and holy crap, why did I just forget his name? Boy, you senior moments suck, guys. Um, Let me know how it's going. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about a session I had this week on Saturday. Um, Met a great family, have a 5 month old, 6 month old shepherd puppy. And, it's funny because I'm working with Ace, who's, 14, 15 weeks old puppy. I'm working with this now 5, 6 month old puppy. And what a difference between two of the same breed dogs. Um, One of the things I noticed is when I first pulled up, they had the dog out on a leash, and the dog was insecure at 5 months old, which is one of those insecure part of phases of life it's going through right now. Remember a couple of weeks ago we talked about the 7 stages, um, but it's definitely got some insecurity, but it doesn't know what to do with this insecurity. So my fear with this 5 month old puppy, 5, 6 month old puppy who's already probably 50, 60 pounds, is it's going to become a real bad situation because nobody is dealing with the dog's insecurity. Problem was the dog wasn't properly socialized from an early age. Only knew its immediate pack of family members. Um, wasn't really brought out into public. Will's doing a great job, even just walking Ace around the neighborhood. Um, but it's okay. Yeah, I'll pull pop right. I agree with you, Stephanie. But so what I noticed is he was doing all his bluffing games, and I'm like, yeah, you're full of crap. It didn't scare me. It didn't bother me. I stayed calm, confident, and I asked the gentleman to hand me the end of the leash. I took the leash, and as soon as I took the leash, this dog went into full-fledged flight mode. Okay, so again, anybody who's followed me or understands dogs, they do have some of the same characteristics we do, which is fight, flight, avoidance, submission. Um, he wasn't brave enough to fight with me, so his first instinct was, I need to get the hell away from this guy. His energy is overpowering to me. I don't know what to do. He was trying to get back to his human pack. I know what he was trying to do, um, but I just held firm and I didn't address anything with him. I did not make one single leash correction during this whole process, guys. Again, when you deal with insecurities, you do not, if the dog is not going to bite you, you do not make a leash correction. You do not say no, you do not say anything, you stay quiet. And that's exactly what I did. So the dog tried all its nonsense, trying to pull away from me. I just stood my ground. I just waited him out, and kept what I shortening the leash so he had to get closer and closer to me. And within a couple minutes, he realized, okay, I'm trying all this stuff. It's not working. Let me just relax a little bit. Um, Let me just relax a little bit. And he did. He relaxed. He sat, but he wasn't 100% calm. So there was no way I was going to give him any type of affection at this point. I just totally ignored him and I was talking to the humans, explaining to the humans the whole process of what the dog was going through and what my intention was. And I was trying to explain to him, so I'm not saying anything. I'm not really doing much. I'm just going with the wave. I'm riding out the wave of this. Within a couple minutes, it didn't take that long. I'm going to say maybe 10, 15 minutes. He totally relaxed, sat down, and I saw the little change in his sit. I saw the panting, which is always a good sign. And then when he was calm, I reached over and started petting him on the head, and he was fine with it. He was good with it. Um, and we sat there, we talked for a little bit, and every so often he'd get up like, oh, wait, I'm near this guy, let me get away. And we just let him go through it. Um, and then slowly but surely, he really started getting into the point where he was laying down next to me, which is a huge thing because the dog will not lay down when they feel like they're in danger. It puts them into a dangerous position. So again, we just rode out the wave with them. And then I started trying to walk him. And as soon as I started the motion, he wanted to get back to his human pack. He's like, I'm not going anywhere with this guy. And we repeated the process, but not once. When this dog was showing me that flight because of the fear or the insecurity, and it's real important people understand this, not once did I give him a leash correction or say anything to him. Didn't. Let him go through it. And what by letting him go through it without punishing him for his insecurity, we built the trust where he trusted me. In the very beginning, when we were going through this, I wouldn't let him come behind me because an insecure dog will bite me in the back of the legs because they're not brave enough to come this way. After a few, maybe a half hour, 45 minutes of doing all this stuff, um, he, I allowed him to go behind me because I want to show him I trusted you. You're not going to bite me now. Um, Let me just get to some of these comments we have here. Just give me a second, guys. Hi, that's what that's Betty right now. She doesn't like something. She runs from home. Me. Yeah. And you just got to work them through insecurity. Whatever it is they don't like. That's why I like my leashes. Remember, the guys, the leash is the best training tool out there. Well, next to your energy, because you have connection. They can't, it takes away the flight mechanism. Be prepared that, remember, it's fight, flight, avoid, and submission. Some dogs, if they don't have that flight mechanism, could try to turn around and take a nip. Doesn't mean they're aggressive. It doesn't mean anything. It's part of their insecurity. Um, Nancy says, yes, thanks. I have a question about the best way to introduce her to children. She's okay to watch them on the playground, but gets scared when they are in the yard or in the street playing. I also took her by the soccer fields where the kids are practicing and she laid down with me and that was fine. Yeah, just keep desensitizing her to children, um, which is a great thing to do, but also advocate her for her to the children. Children don't understand that rushing a dog is not good. It will scare a dog. It will scare a confident dog. And again, we don't like scared dogs because scared dogs have fight or flight. Um, what I would do is let her observe kids from a distance, like you did on the soccer field. Maybe just sit your lawn chair up in your, the nice days when the kids around the neighborhood on your driveway, and let her observe kids, and then maybe slowly bring the kids into the fold. But kids have to be calm, and that's really hard. It's harder to get kids to be calm than it is dogs. Um, but kids can be overwhelming to an insecure dog because kids scream, they got a lot of energy, they make loud noises. I mean, everything that really can trigger a dog. So I always do introductions to children very slowly. I don't let even Zoe, who's a balanced dog, will tolerate a kid running over to her. I stop them. Hey, you gotta approach slow. Let her come over, let her sniff you. Other thing I would also tell the kids, and how I introduce them, is I don't like when kids put hands in front of dogs' faces because again, we don't know the dog's history sometimes. So I bring the dog to the children. I'm calm, kids are calm, they're standing there, and tell the kids don't move, don't do anything, don't look at the dog. And I let my dogs smell them. Usually they start at the feet, work their way up. This way, the dog feels like, okay, I have a little bit of control here. I'm coming over to them. They're not bum rushing me. It's just changing the narrative. And if the kids can stay calm, and then what I suggest kids do sometimes is sit on the floor, short leash, everybody's relaxed, and let the dog get to know them a little bit, but no excitement can be involved around children. So with Betty, do we just start to let her calm down in place? Absolutely, let her learn how to calm in place. I don't know what is triggering her right now, but again, I don't know where I put it, but how old is Betty now? She's probably in one of those fear stages. Um, they have like two or three of them through the puppyhood, so you have to deal with it. But keep the leash on her. Anything that spooks her, don't make a big deal out of it. Don't coddle her. Don't do anything. Let her go figure it out and then realize, hey, nothing bad happened to me. That's cool. So again, guys, when we're going on these journeys with our dogs through training, it is definitely okay to stop. She just learned the world, so they're just things that spook her. Absolutely. And again, I wish I knew where I put it. Is this up here? Hold on. That's all the crap I got to work on. I think I may have thrown it out, but let me look real fast here, see if I have it. Nope, I don't. This is that bills if anybody wants them. Um, I thought I had them right behind me here. Um, so again, the puppies going through a fear stage is normal. It's how we handle those fear stages. Um, a couple of reasons they go through the fear stages, like you said, everything is new. I don't know what anything is. Leaf blowing could be scary. It's also part of them trying to figure out where they are in this pack, the human pack, and now you have a pack of dogs. So where do I stand in this pack? And I'm not sure, so I'm going to shut down a little bit. It's our duty, our responsibility to guide them through the fear stages. As long as there's nothing to be fearful for, you stay calm and confident, she's going to follow you. But anytime we're going on these journeys with our dogs, guys, and they do have these moments, just stop. Take that deep breath in. But, mom used to tell me, I said it all the time, breathe in the roses, blow out the candles. Regroup yourself. That's okay. Regroup your dog. Get back to this state of mind. Don't get frustrated with the processes of the procedures. Because if you do, they will sense that. And especially the younger the dog, where they're going through these stages, if they sense you are not confident, they're not going to be willingly to follow. They're not going to willingly follow you, and those fear stages, those insecurities, get deeply embedded, and it's a little bit harder to get them out of it. It's no different than what you're dealing with the cage. That aggression just wasn't handled. Guys, anybody who knows me, I don't think dogs are born aggressive. Aggression is an outcome of an issue that just wasn't addressed properly. And usually, the reason dogs become aggressive, there's usually twofold reasons. Overexcitement, getting miscorrected, insecurity, not being handled properly. So both of them is because we don't know how to handle the problem. Dogs are overly excited, it's our job to teach them calm. If a dog is overly insecure, it is our job to teach them calm. It all comes back to the same thing. Okay, we'll try the children's moms were there and told the kids not to try to pet Trixie, so they didn't. But their running and playing scared her, so we'll try to watch from a distance and then slowly get closer. Absolutely, I'm going to give you a great example of this in a second. I'm sure the moms will let one of them come and wait for her once she gets more used to. I'm sure they will. I'm going to give you a great example of how we can teach your dogs. If kids running around represents calm. Yes, Luke is really just a love bug who gets scared and fights. Is his reaction like he doesn't have so much of a flight mechanism? He has a fight mechanism. I hope all that's going better. Um, hopefully he's reassociating the cage with a calmer place. I'm sure you guys are working your butts off to try to get it. You definitely need some loving when it comes to that. So Nancy, just so you know, a couple of years ago, again, I happened to be a shepherd. Shepherds are, first of all, guys, just anybody who doesn't know, shepherds are herding breed dogs. They were bred to herd livestock. Um, and dog went through a board and train program or training at a facility. I don't remember the exact same thing. Problem. People just got a brand new pool installed, had teenage kids. All the kids are running around the pool, jumping and playing, and the dog is just running around the pool, barking, chasing, blah, 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 blah. Overly excited and also trying to do its job. I got to herd these knuckleheads. So they called me up because the company that did the training doesn't do things in people's homes. They only do it in their facility, which to me, if it's a territorial issue like a swimming pool, you have to do it there where the kids are and the pool is, but that's just my opinion. So it worked out good for me because I got the job. And literally all I did was sit there in one of the chairs by the pool. Kids Invite the kids over after the dog got to know me a little bit. We worked for about a half hour with me just handling the dog, so the dog understood he can trust me. We invited some kids over, had them run around, play in the pool, and every time the dog got excited, I just went, nope. And I just kept working on it, staying calm. Nope, sit, good, nope, sit, down, yes. And eventually just did a place command. We had a dog bed out there, told Doug to go to place because he understood. Hey, by the end of the 2 hours, long story short, the kids running around the pool represent I need to take a nap because every time he got the least bit of excitement, I disagreed. So the kids running around now started to represent excitement. Now they had work to do after I left, and the last time when I spoke to them a couple of weeks after our session, they actually associated when they were outside, the kids were outside, the dog was laying in its dog bed in the shade, and that's where it was allowed to stay while the kids played, and the dog just enjoyed being out there, observing but not reacting. And that's the same thing with Trixie. Same thing. The kids have to represent calm, put the effort into it, and they get it. Guys, they get it. I mean, again, I'll use Zoe as an example. When I walk around here and there's other dogs out, dogs are barking at other dogs all the time. Blah, 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 blah. And Zoe just goes along for the walk because she knows that she's not allowed to react to that. When she was a puppy, she did. 6 months old, she did. When she was 8 months old, she did. But after a year, she stopped it because I disagree with it every single time. So you can change that state of mind. The things that normally excite them represents calm. But you got to put the effort in and go with them on this journey because that's what it is. So I hope you guys are getting some good information here. Put it in the comments. Let me know if any of this stuff makes sense. I was hoping some of the people that were on here last week were going to be on here this week, like CC and all them, to follow up on how we did with what we worked on last week. But Stephanie, I hope things are going really good with Luke. I hope some of that stuff I hope can come into the living room with a plate in his hand. Let me know in the comments if things are progressing nicely in there that way. We're going to have a session, I think it's next Wednesday, with Zoe again, and my daughter hopefully will be with me, so we're going to try to record it, which is introducing a happy-go-lucky goofball to Zoe and watch Zoe's energy take over. The plate is still an issue. So what I want you to try to do with this one is, if you, Stephanie, let me ask you a question. If you bring a plate in to give to Ken, how is that? Ken's sitting on the couch. Luke is there. You bring a plate in. How does that go? And the other thing I would say, and I know this is a hard subject, is it varies. Okay. So what you need to do is, I would actually start this more with you, Stephanie. Is maybe have you walk in calm, confident. You're in charge. You own that living room. You own that plate. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference. If at any time Luke reacts to you doing it, Ken is there with the leash. He disagrees with it. You can enforce it. But a lot of it is, I think, what's happening at this point is because of the past history. There's people, the confidence isn't there. Yeah. So, until there is absolute, when you can say there's no reaction, it should be the same routine. Leash on if plates are coming in so we can make quick corrections and confident corrections. But, again, a lot of it is the what if. What if I walk in with the plate if Luke reacts? And what I need you to do is forget what happened yesterday and walk in holding that plate like a normal person. You just walk in and sit down. Just walk in and sit down with the plate. You own the place. But walk in not by what happened yesterday, what's going to happen now. Live in the moment. And the more confidence you get with him not reacting, and please make sure when he doesn't react, he is getting praised. And I don't care if you use treats at this point. If If he does not react to somebody coming in with a plate, good. Same thing I did when he tried to chew up my tennis racket. When he stopped, I said good. Why? Because that is good. And the more he hears yes, the less he'll want to hear no. Because remember, back to basics theory is if you're just saying no to your dog and you're not teaching it how to get a yes, you were doing it, it's animal abuse, guys. So we want to make sure when they show us the behaviors that we're expecting, we expect these behaviors, we praise them, we make not overly excited because I can do yes and not be overly excited. My energy dictates it. And you make sure they know they did good because this way, when you say no, when you do your leash correction, it means even more. Because then when they stop and I say yes, oh, that's so much better. But again, it's coming from here. How are we walking in from the dining kitchen to the living room with that plate in our hand? Are we thinking he's going to react or are we thinking, I got this? That makes the difference. When I walk dogs on the streets, I don't think about what if a dog is off leash. I don't think that way. When I walk a dog that doesn't like being walked on leash, even if there's a possibility of an off leash dog, I visualize I'm getting from wherever I am to wherever I'm going. That's my vision, and I go there. Nope, go take the puppy out the potty. We don't like accidents. Um, but I walk with confidence. I walk, my head is up. There's no tension up here where most people hold their tension. My hands up to my side, and I'm just going. I have a vision of where I'm going. Working with this dog that I'm going to be introducing Zoe to, and there's a certain path that they go, and the owner was telling me, normally when the dog she gets on this path, she goes, the bucking bronco. She gets so overly jacked up with excitement and does the bucking bronco alligator death roll. And when I walked her on that path, she didn't try it once. Why? Because my vision was we're going to get to the end of the path. When we turned around and I handed the leash to the owner, guess what? The dog threw a temper tantrum. Why? Because in his mind, she was going to do it and needed to calm him down. It worked. So with that being said, guys, I'm not getting a lot of questions up here tonight. So we're at a half hour, which is great for a Tuesday evening. We're going to wrap it up now. As soon as I can find my little catchphrase here. But thank you for inviting me in. Thank you for inviting me to your house each and every Tuesday evening. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be here with you guys. And remember, we do it again. Do you have an opinion on car harness? Yes, she's tiny. I'm not sure if they make the one I like doesn't. What I'll do, Nancy, I think I have your information in here. If not, I'll Facebook message you. I will look it up on Amazon and either text you a link or I'll put a link on this format later on tonight. The one I recommend, I don't know. I think she's too small for that brand. I don't know if they make one smaller. I will definitely take a look for you tonight. Car harnesses, guys, are great things. The only time I like harnesses is to put them into the car safely. But I'll take a look at it tonight. I'll get you the Amazon link. So again, guys, thank you for inviting me into your homes this Tuesday evening. Remember, I do this live again Saturday morning at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So please share this with your fellow dog lovers around the country and around the world. The more people we get watching, more people we get asking questions, the more jacked up I get, and the more people we can help. So with that being said, guys, once again, thank you. And as always, stay healthy, stay safe, God bless, and remember, I got one, but it's bulky and she can only lay down in it. I got a different one that's less bulky and she can walk into it, but I don't think it's as safe. Both are crash tested. I'll find the one that I like and I'll just send you the link and hopefully it works for her. But we'll make sure. So anyway, guys, as always, stay healthy, stay safe, God bless, and remember, together we can help one dog and one family at a time. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. We'll see you next Saturday morning.